Hey, I'm Maddie, SPM class of 26 here with Tyler Davies. We're both on the SPM Run Club, but Tyler has an amazing story about the shoes that he has right in front of him. So I'll let Tyler kind of talk about it. So you did the Eugene Half Marathon. What was your deciding factor to do the half marathon?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I can't remember who kicked off the whole Eugene idea. Nico Bowerman had run it before, and he kind of pushed everyone else, and we kind of all just followed suit. And through some peer pressure, signed up for the marathon originally. And
Nice.
a couple weeks, we were probably a month out, and we realized how little we had trained for it, and so we actually dropped to the half. Everyone ran the half together, and it was like a really cool experience to be down in Eugene, and just be in Tracktown. So
Cool, good. What was your thought process behind what shoes you were going to wear for the half?
So I actually never run a road half before.
Mm-hmm.
I've only run one road full before. Obviously during training runs for ultras and stuff, have done run the distance, but never in that format. And so I had like a super shoe. It wasn't obviously it wasn't Nike, and Nike being born there in Eugene with your co-founders Bill Bowerman and Phil Knight. It felt wrong wearing something that wasn't Nike. And at the time, my options were I have these golden green Cortez, which were maybe a bit dated. One of Nike's first models, as we know. And then I had some Pegasus Plus, but that I'd probably put a lot of miles in, and they didn't feel super fresh.
Nice.
So I was kind of like, didn't really want to invest in a new pair of shoes just for a half. So it's kind of, a little confused.
What do I do?
A little, having to decide. So
I think I got like a random, like you must have been in the lab, but it was maybe on like a Friday or something after in the afternoon, and we didn't have class, but I got like a message like, hey, does anyone know like how to do the bladder press? And I was like, what is he doing in there? So kind of talk about, this whole inspo here. What were you taking like inspiration from other Nike shoes? Like what was your thought process to like, okay, I'm going to actually like run in something that like I made?
Yeah, for sure. I learned how to use the ladder press again for the second time. Special thanks to Nick Jang for coming in, and Chris for helping on a WhatsApp call. I didn't know what shoes I wanted to wear. And early in the program, I had kind of been like maybe rummaging in the back rooms of the lab, and found some tooling that I recognized. The Lunarlon tooling that you see here belongs to like the Lunar Racer line from the kind of the 2010s around then. And it's a shoe that I grew up running and racing in cross country. And I think I actually ran, when I was little kid, I ran a half marathon just around my small town in Indiana. So in a pair of Lunar Racers. So it was kind of cool to see those. And the wheels started turning. And I was like, oh, cool. It'd be so cool to make a shoe with that. This was back in fall, but we're jam-packed. Life is just super hectic. And so never really came to fruition. And then the thought occurred, okay, I don't have a shoe that I'm super set on running the half in, so why not try to make my own? I had the tooling in hand, and then was like, okay, I got to make an upper that fits this. Found a last that fit decently, had a decent toe spring, and more of a runner profile.
Nice.
And then taped the last that like Greg taught us, and then just kind of designed in a couple different mediums, and made a pullover, and decided to use Tyvek. This is so it's a monofilament woven material. It's actually from like a chemical, like hazmat.
Oh, crazy!
Suit.
Okay, yeah.
So I found one on Amazon for $9.
Wow, nice. Was it the color that inspired you, or is it just like the?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was.
I guess it is
color.
Yellow and green. Yeah.
Yeah. So as opposed to, I didn't want to order like, this was a cheaper option than ordering like a sheet of Tyvek. And like the yellow was like, okay, we're Go Ducks, like we got to get yellow or green in there. So picked that, and then kind of the neon is more of a homage to the Lunar Racer kind of the colorway that I had that in. But yeah, and this is the Tyvek was chosen and also inspiration from the Mayfly, which is part of the Bowerman line. Released in the early 2000s. A shoe I kind of coveted for a really long time in the East Bay magazine. Loved like seeing it, and it was, I don't know, just kind of this enigma of shoe. It's like, why would you buy a shoe that only lasts 100 kilometers? And then growing up, and yeah, actually did a brief on it and realized, okay, wow, people are looking for the cutting edge, they're looking for that competitive advantage, and if you can just strip down something for its core function and have it last, as Bowerman envisioned, right? Just go one step over the finish line. It was an amazing story with the Mayfly. So kind of a hybrid. All the files were called like the Lunar Mayfly. So but yeah, kind of fun with that.
It's awesome. So we saw a picture in class of this shoe in the half up against super shoes from Adidas and Nike, and you were sweeping them all away. What was the, just talk us through either the wear testing process, once you made this in the lab, did you go run a couple laps in it, and then also about just the race experience in general wearing the shoe?
Yeah, absolutely. So I wish I had made a little bit more time for this. I literally made this, I had taped the last 2 weeks prior. And then got in the lab the week, the week of the race. I think it was a Wednesday afternoon. I stayed late, cut. I'd previously done my pullover, but I finalized my first prototype and lasted the shoe until late, and was waiting for it to dry and everything, and took it out, I think, on a Friday morning. The race was on Sunday. So for first run, I took it out, and it actually ripped right here. I took it out for a mile, and I eased into it, and then took it up to race pace, and it ripped. And so I was kind of like, I gotta make it work and fix it. And she was comfortable. It felt great. Obviously the cushioning is a little dated. This might have been manufactured in 2012, and so that's it's been a few years. And obviously, cushioning technology has moved a long way since then. But learned a lot through that, and I'm so stubborn that I ended up super gluing a patch because I was just so insistent on running these, and this is my best option, arguably, for the race. And then, I think kind of the journey of so after I glued it, I had to make sure it worked again. And so I was really nervous going into the day with the sole. It would delaminate and the sole would come off, or the patch would not hold. So I went for another a 1 mile run the day before the race, and it held, and I was just like, all right, we're gonna take it to the starting line and kind of see. And in the back of my head, I'm like, okay, worst case, they blow up and I just pay somebody for their shoes on the sideline, because people are just crowding the streets of Eugene. Fortunately, didn't have to do that. But they held up, and I think just running with something that I was proud of constructing. Not that it looks beautiful, but kind of following the journey of Bowerman and Phil, and prototyping and taking the risk of
for sure.
You got to put it to the test. You got to put actions behind your words. Being able to do that in the setting where they had started to stress test their first prototypes, and was really inspiring. And what a great setting! Eugene's incredible. I honestly loved that experience in terms of the crowd. Just so much energy there, and and everyone just has such a passion for running. And then running alongside, passing guys on Alpha Flies and Baby Flies, and all the other super shoes. I'm like, okay, sure. I think there was a bit more of a motivating factor emotionally within me that was kind of propelling me to compete with them, but also just feeling I don't know, not to take it spiritually, but the spirit of sport, and the spirit of Prefontaine, and of competition. Not that I was in the elites, but just living kind of that legacy of risk taking.
I love that.
Really cool.
That's so cool. And you got your medal. So of course we got to show off the medal. So yeah, big accomplishment
got
here.
Some bling.
Got some bling. That's great. Yeah, last question I kind of have for you is, you know, you reached that finish line, obviously, on this SPM program. We're almost halfway through it now, reaching that finish line here too. Can you kind of talk about how this shoe kind of ties into your whole SPM experience and kind of what you've appreciated either from the program to help make you literally to get to this point where you're making and running in your own shoe?
Yeah. No, I think it's funny. I was thinking about this because I started to like make the shoe. It was like, yeah, as a kid, like, you know, you're asked what do you want to be when you grow up, and you know, everyone. I think now and then I would write, a shoe designer or like a shoemaker, and like I don't know that that's what I want to do today, but the fact that SPM has taught me the skills to be able to do that and really peel back the curtain on what it takes to bring a product to market, bring it into the hands of the consumer so they are inspired, right, to wear it and inspired to perform and push themselves in a way that they perhaps didn't see beforehand was really, really powerful to me, and to live that myself, and, you know, from the ideation phase and from the inside of, I don't have a shoe, which is, you know, very nascent self-serving, but to be able to live that and understand kind of the hurdles along the way has just brought me more appreciation for the whole process and just the many facets. There's so many hands that play a role in bringing this, you know, bringing products to market. And so, I think moving forward, it's made me more curious about what other roles can support the creation of that, and not just being, you know, a product developer, product creator, or a product line manager, but you know, someone needs to get this in the store. Someone needs to you know, source the materials and be working through just this
literally everything,
all-encompassing organism that there is to create sports products.
That's great. Well, thank you for sharing your story of the shoes. Of course, let's grab a couple. We'll show them to the camera here. Check them out. Good job, Tyler.
Thanks, guys.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you.
And go Ducks.
Go Ducks.
Gotta go Ducks.
Yeah, there we go.